Hey everyone, Curly here. Today we are doing something a little bit different for coaching. We are doing a condensed coaching video, so I'm basically cutting out a good chunk of the coaching, trying to make it as condensed as possible because I know not everyone can sit around and watch a 30 to an hour long coaching video, so I'm trying to condense it as much as possible, but only really hitting on the main talking points. So a lot of this video, some things may be taken out of context, or I'm like glossing over a lot of things, but the odds are is I've actually talked about them in the full length VOD. If you liked this condensed coaching style format of YouTube videos, please let me know. Leave a like and a comment on the video so I know whether or not to continue to do this type of coaching content. And if you like the other way around, where I upload the entire VOD and just cut out something here or something there, then also let me know that too. But as of right now, I'm trying to make it more of a streamlined process so that more people can have access to coaching and so they can learn some more. So please, if you like it, please leave a like and a comment for me. Thank you. Sure. You want to do a lot more tapping with Moira healing. Instead of holding it, you want to do tap, tappity, tap, 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 like Happy Gilmore style. It's a bad that's a bad angle of orb. You want to just try and shoot it into their backline here. Throwing it right here is just going to make it bounce out. You want to just try and shoot it through their team. I know they have a Sigma here, but if Sigma wastes eat on your orb, that's just a net positive for you. Fun fact, if there's a shield in your way as Moira, you cannot heal through the shield. A huge factor in being able to climb and being able to win these games, being able to win games in general, really comes down to, you know, all the typical stuff. Space, resource management, angles, timing, that shit. But there's one thing that I don't really harp on a lot in my VOD reviews because I just inherently assume everybody's doing it. But here's one thing that you really need to do, especially when you're playing, in my opinion, Moira's a low impact hero. Moira's skill ceilings here and her skill floor is here, right? Zenyatta's skill floor is, you know, here, and his skill ceiling's here, right? So Zenyatta can provide more value if you're better with her, right? But Zenyatta requires a lot more skill to play, okay? To make up for that lack of being able to really, like, as Moira, yeah, you can make plays, but being able to, like, make up for the lack of utility that she is missing, you need to calm your goddamn heart out. You need to calm your goddamn heart out. So, Joey, what would be the best calm? Dig it into your head right now. Let's just assume everybody listens to your calm. If you're able to set up this next team fight the exact way that you want it to set up as, tell me right now in chat how you would set up this next team fight. What would you be doing to set your team up right now? Where would you be pushing through? What ultimates would you use to engage? What ultimates would you be using to try and get picks? This. Okay. So would you want to push up through A, B, or C, which is way down here? Which one would you want to push through? A, B, or C? B or C? Okay. So, this is what I would tell you. You'd want to push through C. Coming here, you want to push through C. Now, why would you want to push through C? I'll answer that for you, otherwise this VOD will take 60 years to do. Okay. This way is just a no-go. If you're trying to set up a call, this is just a no-go. You don't have the sightlines, all that shit. Coming up mid, you're just like, you know, coming up mid would be pretty nice, right? You get nice sightlines, all that shit. You get nice sightlines. But the problem with mid is, by the time Reinhardt actually gets up to the point, his shield's going to be gone. That means he's not going to be able to push. And it's exposing you and the rest of your team. You all don't have good cover, and walking up mid is going to allow the Hanzo, the Roadhog, being able to get off angles on your team to maybe get a pick, right? And if you call, they can just walk around a corner over here, or just walk over here. And they still have very good positioning by doing so. Now, if you come through this way, If you come through C, this point, if you come through the left side, C, this one will happen. You come through here, right? Your Reinhardt, your Rein, will be able, you Cole, this is how you'd want to set up this fight. This is why you want to communicate, set up the fight, right? You guys have a couple of options. Either EMP bomb, which is incredibly effective. EMP bomb's incredibly effective because if your diva can shoot bomb on this side and you Cole over here, or if you EMP bomb, your diva shoots bomb over here, this will allow your Reinhardt to W and basically take a lot of space, while the bomb probably kills at least 2. Okay? Easy. So, EMP bomb's a good one, but if you Cole here, what's going to happen is now the enemy Reinhardt is either going to be stuck here or here. One of these two. Either here or here. So once you engage here, you want to coalescence to engage to allow you and your Reinhardt just to swing on this guy. Okay? You Reinhardt, swing on this motherfucker while you're healing the Reinhardt, doing damage to the enemy Reinhardt, while then the diva will bomb backside. Once diva bombs backside, basically what this will do is clear everybody out from this area so they cannot support this Reinhardt that's being pummeled over here. So now you effectively get 1 to 2 picks. 1 pick from the bomb and then 1 pick on killing this Reinhardt or the Roadhog if they're both stacked on top of each other because they won't have the support. Then after that, if you really wanted to, you could drag in this side. You could drag in this if you wanted to, which is not necessary, but you could drag in this side to really zone them out and kill them. Then you wouldn't have to bomb backside. Okay. So, many different ways for you to set up engagement here. You have to think about, whenever you're thinking about playing the game, you have to think about what are the enemy's team's win conditions and where will they rotate to. So, if you coalescence from here, if you coalescence to engage here, the Reinhardt can either play here or here. Now, your options are, if the Reinhardt plays back here, your options are drag in this area, zone him out of there, dragging him here. And then save bomb, maybe bomb backside, all that other shit. But there's a billion different ways for you to engage. What I'm basically telling you right now is you need to be thinking about all the ways that you can engage, all the ways that would be effective engaging, and all the ways that you think that, all the ways, think about all the ways that you can engage, all the ways that the enemy, once you engage the way that you want to engage, all the ways that the enemy team will rotate to and from. And then whenever they rotate to the place that you're expecting them to, then you need to have a plan to counter them once they rotate. So here, dragon. Here, dragon. Dragon's really good for the zoning. Perfect. Okay? So, I'd highly recommend coming up C side, taking this side, because you have all the natural cover in the world. Gives you great opportunity to engage. Once you Cole here, if the Reinhardt's stuck there, then you can easily fuck him up. If the Reinhardt's stuck over here, well then now it's giving your team a dickload of space to work with. Now your team has the advantage on the space. Because now you guys have this entire side of the point, plus natural cover to be able to work with. So if you can initially take this side, take this area, you guys are really set up. Any questions, chatters? Not just Joey, but anyone else. So setting up engagements, communicating engagements, communicating how you're going to set up engagements, and communicating to your team how you're going to counter what the enemy team's going to do to counter your engagement. Countering the counter. So set up the engagement and counter the counter. Any questions? Also, chat, if you're being 1v1 by a Moira, stand still, because the Moira has auto lock on. Invisibility buff, yeah. You could. What's your game plan here? What's your game plan here? Okay. Joey, what's the game plan here? If you could dictate everything that's about to happen here, what would you do here? Tell me your game plan here. Okay. You kill Zarya. You communicate with your team. You and your team all pushes Zarya. Dead. Zarya is isolated from her team. The rest of her team's on high ground. This Zarya is dead. So now, this now turns into, from a 4v5 into now a 4v4. Because you focused out the isolated target here. So now, once you kill Zarya, you and your team can just chill here. Or you can try and rotate up top, but I would not recommend rotating up top. You could, but I don't recommend it. So you guys could chill, have your monkey soft dive high ground, allow him to get some ult charge while you try and feed him. But then what after that? What do you do after this? So Zarya's dead now too. So it's these 4 versus you 4. What's your game plan here? If you could communicate with your team, where would you have them position? Would you have them position at, let me do this. A, this is inside the building. Here. This is, D is pushing the high ground. Oh my god, that's a sloppy fucking D. D is actually pushing high ground. Where, if you could communicate with your team and you need absolute control. Oh shit, I'm dumb. I've been drawing on this for so long. I've been doing so many drawings. I've been doing so many fucking drawings. Alright. Yeah, so the places that I would recommend you holding is specifically C and B. C and B are the best places for you to hold. Because here, you get all the natural cover inside of here. You get all the natural cover inside of here. So they can't jump you. They cannot take any off angles. You get all the natural protection. And then right here. So we'll name this B. We'll continue with the B and C. And then right here, you can take this high ground area if you wanted to. And then still play underneath the bridge. You get good amount of protection, but you can be flanked from the spawn. So you need to be aware of that. Okay, so either one of those is fine. Now, at this point, if you're going to be taking C, like I said, you need to be aware of spawn. If you see anybody coming back from spawn, specifically their soldier, the Zarya won't be coming back from spawn because she's dead. If you see their soldier coming back from spawn, we're going to put an X over this, so then you'd want to jump the soldier really quick and kill him to get him back on that spawn and cooldown. So B and C are the places that you'd want to set up from. Now, you'd want to wait out. They're having both support ults going on right now. They're both support ulting, so you definitely don't want to push yet. Because you have your headset on, and you know that they're ulting right now. So you want to wait that out. And you'd want to wait until the Reinhardt drops onto point. So Reinhardt point, I'm going to put an R here. Once Reinhardt drops onto point, what will be the game plan? What would be the game plan after once the Reinhardt drops onto point? Actually, you know what? We don't even say Reinhardt. If Reinhardt stays up on high ground, the best thing for you to do is play passive. If this we'll go through the first option first. If Reinhardt stays up on this high ground and they're just basically playing for Pharah picks, if they're playing for Pharah picks with Reinhardt staying up on the high ground, play on B. If they're hardcore playing for Pharah picks, play in B, because then you guys can't get flanked by... Then you can't get flanked by Pharah. If Reinhardt drops onto point... the ideal thing for you to do is... A. Monkey jumps high. We'll put a... Actually, we'll change colors here. Monkey jumps high. You call the Reinhardt, and call the monkey whenever he needs healing. Now the monkey gets free access to the backline, rolls him, and if he needs support, then you can heal him, and he also is really close to primal. And then you guys basically win that fight. As long as you guys play it slow here, you win the fight. Any questions? Sorry, that was kind of long and drawn out. But I want you to get the point that setting up engagements and thinking about engagements, setting up the engagements is extremely important.